Hello, it's Brian of Brian's Budget Bonsai. Today we're going to be doing some construction. I'm going to be rebuilding the light support system for my bonsai table. You can see that right now I've got my boot trays all lined up. I like to have boot trays as basically the water catches for when I'm watering the bonsais that are in here. Today we're going to be doing basically taking some of this lumber here and constructing something. The stuff I had in the previous years, basically built with scrap wood that I had around, so it was a little rickety, and I want to do something a little bit more significant. And I'm going to be putting them together with some wood screws so that it can be disassembled during the warmer months, so that it can kind of be tucked away in a corner and not take up a lot of space. Because, well, I've already had almost all of my available space taken up in here by all my interesting things that I like to do. All right, so enough talking. This is probably going to be a time-lapse video. I'm just going to set up the tripod. I'll be cutting some of this and measuring and putting it all together with the wood screws. So I'll probably be stepping in and out of frame, but hopefully this will kind of give you an idea of what I'm going with by the time we're done. Okay? Okay, so I've built the frame, added some little 45-degree cut wedges in there to add some rigidity to it. I used really the cheapest lumber I could find. This isn't even 2x4s. They're 2x3s, and they've got splits and checks in them all over the place. I did reuse part of my old one for some added crossbars. And now I'm going to work on the electrical part of this, where I'm going to just try to set everything up. It's going to be a little bit different of a setup before, but I think what I'm going to do with that is, since I might be fussing around with this for a little bit, I might just show you the finished product. Well, that took longer than expected. With most things that I do, it always gets more complicated than I think it's going to be. So I did finish the lighting. It is the next day. It took pretty much all morning to do this. But I've got, start off over here. This is a power strip with a timer. It's normally used to turn on and off the lighting for like a reptile setup. You know, if you're keeping reptiles, they need to have their lights and their heating rocks and stuff like that on timers. The top row of outlets here is controlled by the timer. The bottom row is not controlled by the timer. And what I have on the top row is primarily this long power strip here. I have not used everything on this, but I have plenty of extras if I need to. I've got the fluorescent lights on this. The LED lights I have to have on the continuous power outlets, because if they turn off in the on a timer, they don't turn back on when everything else turns back on. So I'll have to manually turn those on and off as I wish. The fan back here to kind of keep a nice breeze on there is also set on the timer, so that'll be going on and off with the lights as well. got all the boot trays set up and ready, so that'll work. I'm also, the other windows I have also set up. Let me see if I can get a better thing without so much glare. That's just going to have glare. Well, there is a fluorescent tube here and LEDs. Again, the LEDs stay on all the time and the fluorescent goes on and off. I've got it set for about 11 hours. I'm sorry, about 13 hours of light and 11 hours of dark. Little bit more than Equinox, but because of the artificial light, I'm hoping that that'll also give it a little extra. Same setup here, fluorescent tube here. This is the east-facing window, and some LEDs. I'll probably put the tallest plants in like these windows here, because I think this is one that's got the most headroom. But on the table here, if I need to, I can lower some of these lights down if they need to be closer. And hopefully this will help, get a little bit more efficient lighting. In the past years, it's been kind of admittedly haphazard. So, I did have uneven lighting. I think I got pretty well surrounded now. I've got you surrounded now, plants. But we'll see. It can always be adjusted, but I think I put a little bit more forethought and effort into getting things set up the way they need to be now this year. So if you do have any suggestions or comments, just leave them in the comments section. Questions. I was also thinking, like, if I wanted to, I do have a large sheet of plastic. I might, you can see that right over there, that large sheet of plastic on there. I could drape over the top of this if I wanted to increase the humidity in this area. It does get very dry during the winter months, of course. So that is another option I might decide to work with. All right, so I'm going to stop for lunch, and the next, got some other non-bonsai things that need my attention. But we'll get to that planting of the seeds, nuts, and berries is what I'm going to try to do next. And also, I've got some knockout rose bushes, one of which I'm going to try to turn into a bonsai, and the other one is going into the ground to replace one that I managed to kill a knockout rose. I mean, that's hard to do, and I did it. So, so what do you do when you kill a plant? You buy another one to see if you can avoid killing that one. So I'm going to sign off now. Take care of yourself and stay cool, and happy bonsai. All right, bye-bye.